So we'll see what is an idempotent API and how payment gateway uses idempotent API to prevent double payment. So building payment service is challenging, and an even challenging problem is how to avoid charging a user twice. Let us see how it can happen. Let's say a client attempts transaction and the request goes to the server. The server processes that request, but somehow the response got failed. So now thinking that the request was failed, client will retry and it will raise a re-request to the server. The server will again process it and send a response, but somehow this time the response is sent to the client. So now the client thinks that the payment was done once, but it was actually done twice. So our question is, how many times should a client retry? And should he even retry or not? So the solution to this problem is we need an API which can be retried as many times as possible without any side effect. And this is what an idempotent API is. Let us see how idempotent API will help us solve this problem. So in this setup, what we will do is we will add a unique ID to every request inside the header, and then we will make the call to the server. Whenever the server will receive this request, it will first check if the server has received this request earlier or not. And how it will do is by keeping a cache, like an in-memory database, which will store all the incoming request once it is processed successfully. So whenever it receives a request, it will check if it is already present or not. If not, then it knows that it's a fresh request. So it will start committing that transaction in an ACID database. We need ACID database in case the server fails while attempting a transaction. So we have rollback support also. So once the transaction is committed, we will store it in our in-memory database. And the key value can be the UUID or the unique request ID, which is sent against a request. And once it is saved, the TTL of that request is 24 hours. In this manner, we don't need an infinite storage of an in-memory database because these are costly. It doesn't matter how many times a user tries to do payment. We will not be having any side effect even if the client retries n number of times. We will first check in our cache, and if it is already present, we'll return the response without actually processing it. So this is how an idempotent API solves our this use case. For more such videos, you can consider subscribing.